And welcome to Surviving the Dawn, everybody. I'm Frosty8536, and today we're going to be traveling around dealing with corrupteds a little bit. So, as you can, in the last episode, we had to deal with a few corrupted areas, and we just cleared the last main one. There is another corrupted area down at the bottom, so I think we're either going to take it down or we're going to carry on with our main quest. There is a camp very close by, and we have to be very careful. Yeah, so interesting. You see, this is the nice thing about voiceovers. I actually have to pay attention to what I'm saying. So we're just looking around, scaling the hill, but it looks like there is a bandit camp right up there. Hopefully we don't have to go after them, but if we need to, we'll do that. We're just doing our part by making our way up the hill. But we should be fine. If we keep our distance, we can keep our distance. Uh-oh. Looks like the main entrance to the bandit camp is over there. But that's not where we are going. We're going to make our move away. At least there's a campfire that we've discovered in the distance. And we're going to save our progress over here. So that's cool. Whoopsie. Sometimes sometimes what we want to do and what the game wants us to do are two totally different things, guys. Yeah. So 170-ish steps remaining to go, which is fine. I see that we have something on this side. So yeah, it's quite a challenge doing these voiceovers when my PC's buffering like this. Hopefully the intake of RAM will make it a little bit better. It looks like we have some herbs that we can pick up, but will we? Nah, we'll just carry on. Okay, it seems that the fort is close by, but it looks like there's some goings-on happening. So let's see if we can help. Oh, it looks like corruptors. So let's see what we can do about it. That's one. Oh, it's one of those little vendors. Take him out. Oh. Watch out. This guy's about to jump. Looks like my aim's gotten a little bit better, and down it goes. Well done. Oh, there's another corrupted machine over there. I'm just gonna follow it. There we go. Devils.
The sun shines upon us this day.
And we win.
The sun risking its ass down here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go pick up some things.
Girl, approach.
Okay. Time to go to the gates.
Girl, come closer.
Better get my broadhead. And pick some stuff up as well.
So, will you open the gate for me now?
You heard her! Open the gates! And send word to Captain Balon! Where you headed, girl?
West! To Meridian!
Okay, will they allow my broadhead in? Let's see.
The way of broken stones is a hard run, even in the best of times. You might want to have a word with Captain Balon. He came from Meridian not long ago. You find him in the fort, on a balcony to the left overlooking the valley.
Okay, thanks.
We're the ones who should be thanking you for taking down those machines. Walk in light, Nora.
Okay, so it looks like these guys are not Nora. They seem to be something else. Okay, so we've completed this main quest, Seeker at the Gates, and we got some experience. Quite a bulky part. But now our next main quest is City of the Sun. Oh, and look at that distance that we have to go. At least there are some things that we've picked up over there. Looks like there is a merchant. But the campfire is definitely what we're going to use first. And then we're going to go and see what we can buy. We've picked up a few things, so it'll be nice to pick something up. And then also pick up another main quest. Maybe it'll be quite useful for us. Quite interesting to see how the armor changes as well. That's really cool. Oh, who's this?
Captain Balon, the guard at the gate said you'd been to Meridian recently. What can I expect on the trail?
Nothing good. More machines all the time, and our scouts report corruption that way as well. So much for sealing things off. Keep to the roads. They're safe enough. Though after what you did at the gate, I'll wager you don't scare easy. It's a good quality. I could put it to use, if you don't mind a quick jaunt back east. I know it's bold of me to ask a favor after you just did one, but I can offer you answers in return. If there's anything you need to know about the Sundom.
What do you need, Captain?
I sent several patrols east when we got word of corrupted machines there. All of them confirmed my fears, so I sealed the gates. But it looks like we left some men behind when they were closed. Waleed, tell her what happened.
Machines attacked us near an abandoned Nora village, sir. Lakir told us to pull back. Then I lost sight of the others.
Never seen a Nora woman before, soldier? Have some respect. Report to her, not to me.
Lakir always stresses reporting back, so that's what I did. I felt terrible about leaving them behind.
Now that the gates are open again, I can send someone after them.
Can't you send more soldiers to find the missing men? What about Waleed here?
Most Nora still don't take well to the sight of Carja armor. Officially, it's a risk to send patrols so close to your sacred land. I'd prefer not to do that again. But heading that way won't be a problem for you.
Please say yes.
What was that, soldier?
Nothing, sir.
What is this place exactly?
Day Tower marks the eastern edge of Carja territory. A trading post, a way station. One with an ugly reputation among your people. During the reign of the last Sun King, many Nora were taken captive, then gathered here for transport to Meridian, and sacrifice. But the sun set on that. I was appointed by the Sun King Avad to make sure old Carja at this outpost show respect to the Nora.
Where do things stand between your tribe and the Nora now?
Sun King Avad wants peace. So do the matriarchs, I'm told. But old wounds are slow to mend, and both tribes are proud. My task is to make sure there are no further provocations from the Sundom. Especially now after... well, while your people recover from this terrible attack, I mean.
What's Meridian like?
It's a changed place. A living city. Nothing like it was during the rule of Sun King Jiran. Avad, our new king, has done all he can to make sure of that. Slavery has been abolished. There's a new alliance with the Oseram. And the Sun Ring, where so many Outlanders were killed, is now a memorial to the fallen.
So the Carja are allied with the Oseram?
Hard to believe, but it's true. Mad Sun King Jiran raided the Oseram for years. Avad managed to get them on his side. He had help, of course. Ursur and Eren played a part. Oseram siblings, bigger than life. They gathered an army to free Meridian. I marched with them. Scaled the North Cliff with my men and secured the Temple of the Sun. Sent Jiran's kestrels and priests packing. Now Oseram are a common sight in the city. And a common sound, too. They sure bicker a lot.
It sounds as though you approve of the new Sun King.
He is the chosen of the Sun. And what the Sundom needs after 10 years of war. A calming light, not a scouring one. Sun King Jiran would shed blood at any slight. For Sun King Avad, that's a last resort. Lucky for those who slight him. Some whisper in the shadows that he's weak. No. Peace is strength, as the sun shall show.
Is there anything more you can tell me about the road to Meridian?
Sun King Avad has devoted considerable resources to making it safe. But by the sun's witness, it's been harder to control in peace than it was during the war. The machines grow more dangerous all the time. Add to that bandits and new reports of this corruption. We're stretched thin to protect a few outposts like this one. As for everywhere else, well, travel at your own risk.
Did an Oseram named Olin come through here?
Twice. He was part of the royal delegation to the Nora, and they passed through on the way, then back. And they brought back stories of a vicious attack on your people. My condolences, of course.
Do you know where Olin is now?
Not exactly, but he was on his way to Meridian, I'm certain of that. Everyone goes to Meridian.
I'll see what I can do about your missing men.
I would be grateful, but not as grateful as Waleed. You hear that, lunkhead? You might be off the hook.
Okay, it would seem that this new Sun King is definitely different to the previous one, where the previous one was quite a dictator and just wanted to enslave everyone, where this Avad or Avid is you know, quite a nice guy. That's good to know, because we might need him for our journey, and hopefully we will interact with him. So Avad, from what I can tell, is the son of the Mad King, or what they referred to as the previous king as the Mad King, and it looks like the Oseram are another group of people that are not neither Nora nor Carja. So that's going to be very interesting to check out. Okay, so it looks like we can add a few more items of clothing to our wardrobe. Some interesting styles, but what I'm looking at is the level of protection that it does give and the amount of modifications. Only looks like you can add one modifier to the ones that this merchant can offer, but as you can see, we have a lot of, so we're going to go for the Banuk. We're going to go for the Banuk Sickness Eater Medium, which is going to help us with when we take on more corrupteds. So yeah, I'm glad about that. So our choices is either carry on to Meridian or assist with finding out where where the generals, if he's a general, can't remember now, where the general's men are. So we need to decide. Okay, let's just check something else. Okay. So we want to sell a few of these, make some money, but I think it's important to keep some of them as well, just for upgrading purposes. These watcher lenses could be of assistance, but we need to take a look at what source, the sources for it and what they're used for. I don't want to sell anything that can be used for stuff like this one over here, Strider lens. It says that it can be used for trading with merchants and to get selling for metal shards, which might be a good idea to sell those more. But for the ones that we can use as modifiers, I want to hold on to them as much as I can. But we need to make space. We need to make space in the bag, and hopefully sometime we'll upgrade our bag, our satchel, so it'll make it easier to carry all these things. Other thing that we need to look at now will be the weapons that we can get, like Carja hunting bows, or even these ratless spears. See if we can see if it's a little bit, well, see if we can use those. So rattler is sort of like a gun. Do we really need it? There's a Carja rattler, there's a shadow bow, sharp shot, tripcaster. These shadow weapons seem to be a lot rarer, and it looks like the modifications that you can add to it are a little bit better. But look at what he needs to tell me. A sawtooth heart, which means I have to take out a sawtooth, which is not really what I want to try and do. Might need to, but hopefully we won't need to, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So just looking at special items. Well, now we're looking at traps and potions, so I guess it's not that. So yeah, just looking at these different things, very important to do. But as we're looking at that, perhaps it's a good idea to speak about a few things. Today is the 24th of November, which is definitely another week of activity. Not exactly the greatest activity either. Same thing with the previous week. And another childhood hero has passed away. But I think this childhood hero, with respect to Kevin Conroy, sort of hits home more, as this one was a childhood hero, but on a real, like a real life kind of thing, live action sort of thing. So just a bit of a background, if you did not know, there is and I'm sure everybody does know, but just in case you've been living under a rock, there is a TV series running, live action series that is based on a Japanese franchise called Super Sentai, that's been adapted in America, and for people who speak English, and more for the Western world, known as the Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was the first series, and that they started in 1993. So they were basically seen as the successor to the Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the premise for it is that there are 5 teenagers with attitude that were chosen by an intergalactic being to take on an alien sorceress. Yeah, I know. You think that creatures from Dimension X were going to be that you heard it all when you heard that. So yeah, so five teenagers with attitude, and it was quite interesting, looking back at the different character archetypes, where each ranger was sort of like a archetype for a 90s kid. I mean, the Red Ranger was seen as the generic leader of the bunch, the quarterback, or the captain. The captain of the bunch. And then you'd have the Black Ranger being like the cool dude, the one with all the moves, or the quirks, the one that knows what to say. Then you have the Blue Ranger, who was the super smart archetype, 90s kid. The Pink Ranger being the preppy valley girl type of popular person, which exudes popularity. The Yellow Ranger being delicate yet never say die, never give up attitude. So they all had their specific character or character types that they focused on, which was the generic type of sections. I mean, even today, when as a teacher, when I look at my class, for example, you'll see that there are the leaders, there are the super smart ones, there are different ones over here.
The Carja soldiers fell here.
The
other soldiers must have retreated.
They are, you can see them. Okay, just a little bit on that a little later. As you can see, we're going into a camping area, and it looks like we have some corrupted creatures, but we're following a trail now. So let's follow that a little bit. As you can see, my broadhead is trying to kick ass in the corner over there, and I don't think he's going to last very long. So we selected the track, and we need to follow it. Looks like something's happening over there. So now we're going to follow in, but we need to be very careful that. Okay, there's a fox, but we need to be careful that we can take these corrupteds down, because Okay, so as we're following this trail over here, let's continue the story. So, as I said that, they follow the three basic archetypes. However, about 10 episodes into the first season.
Soldier. At least his death came quickly.
Oh, look at that. Okay, let's continue. So after that, 10 episodes in, a sixth dynamic was brought in. And it was this person was like the anti-hero. Started out as the bad guy that the sorceress Rita Repulsa brought in, and was the anti-hero to the Power Rangers, known as the Green Ranger, which was sort of one of them, but an outsider. And even with the costume, you could see that he was sort of one of them, but not one of them as well, with having the gold shield, body shield, and no like power gun or anything like that. He had his own weapon, his own gigantic mech that could stand toe-to-toe with the combined force of the other five.
Carja soldier. Someone nearly lost his head here, then ran off.
So we're on the track. So it's so that brought in a sixth dynamic, which a lot of people felt was missing, and that was the outsider archetype. And to be quite honest, a lot of people gravitated to this sixth ranger than anything else, to such a point that when he joined the other five, yet the Power Rangers, yet episodes later he was sort of taken off, there was such an outcry to bring him back, so they did. And that only told everybody that the character or the actor that played him played with such zeal that they had no choice but to bring him back and to make the Sixth Ranger part,
Fresh as it
because
comes.
a lot of people saw themselves as the outsider, even though, and you can see that in even in groups these days, where there's always the odd one out, and he stood for that. The Green Ranger stood, and I think that's why back in the day, for us 90s cartoon watchers, that was very important for everybody to, or for those people who needed that representation. So the character that played the Green Ranger was the actor Jason David Frank, and long story short, he went on to play this part in different iterations of Power Rangers. Eventually became the leader when he lost his powers, where his character lost his powers, became the White Ranger, and sort of the leader of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Then moving on to Zeo, where he became the official leader, such as the Red Zeo Ranger, and then onto the Red Turbo Ranger, and then was written out of the
Nutritious.
series, but then reprised his role as the sort of archetype mentor of another ranger group known as the Dino Thunder Rangers. So yes, needless to say, he was in many circles he was regarded as the greatest ranger who ever lived, and or one of the greatest actors playing a Power Ranger back in the 90s. Obviously there have been different iterations, and many great characters have been casted for Rangers. However, what's going on here? Looks like we have to go into the lake.
Blood everywhere. A machine dragged something into the water here. But maybe he made it to that island.
Okay, so now we have to be very careful because we don't want to get stuck. I don't like this. So we're going to have to just look around first. Sorry to interrupt what we were talking about. We're going to have to look around and see what machines are around, because we don't want to get stuck. Ooh. So as you can see in the distance, there are... That's a Snapjaw. So it looks like one of the... a water type creature. So now...
Better watch out for that machine. He doesn't look friendly.
Not friendly at all. So we're going to have to look at the pathway that these guys take. Okay, as we can see, if we wait for him to get around, then what we can do is we can pass him, so then we don't have to deal with that guy, because he doesn't look easy to take down. That is for sure. So let's be careful with that. So Jason David Frank, going back to our story, Jason David Frank was one of the people that really was sort of like the poster boy for Power Rangers, and then promoted the brand. Even during the whole changes, like Saban, where Saban was bought over by Disney, then Saban bought them back from Disney, and then finally Hasbro took them over finally in the current iteration. Okay, now time to be careful. Okay. We have to be very careful we don't run into one of these guys. Best thing... Okay, we might need to go up there. We might just need to be careful that we don't run in to any of them. So easiest way to do that is to go around. And that's where the pathway is. So we're going to keep track of that. So as I said, Jason David Frank was the poster boy. So inspiration to many different people far and wide. So and so full of, from what I've taken a look in the past few days, a person so vibrant of life. We're gonna have to stay away from these things. So a guy so vibrant, full of life, yet can we control these guys? Let's see. Nope, not yet. It's a shame. It's locked. So we're gonna have to wait. Can't just take them down. It's not a good idea. So, yeah, with regarding to him, he was so full of life, you know, married with a child. Look, he from what I've seen from the research, he was going through a divorce, which is, you know, which would take anybody down. But still, in spite of that, so full of life, so full of joy, which, you know, really, which, you know, came as a big shock when the news broke that he passed on over the weekend, as an alleged suicide, which really, you know, which really speaks to a lot of things, a lot of deep things, and that's why I want to really talk about it as we are going through this walkthrough as well. You can't really tell from what from my experience. You cannot tell really who is suffering mentally and who is not. I mean, if you look at other characters, like Robin Williams is a prime example of that famous character, yet, and full of life, full of humor, full of everything, yet he committed suicide. Chester from Linkin Park, another person. Okay, looks like we found somebody. Now we need to be very careful. So we'll come back to our thing now in a few minutes. Let's see what's happening with this guy. Okay, there he is.
I am left to my fate.
What is that? Singing?
We have to be very careful as we're approaching him. Ah, there he is. Okay, let's find out what's happening with him.
I wasn't expecting to be found, especially not by Nora.
I wasn't expecting to find a half-clad Carjan soldier singing like a drunk.
I apologize for my behavior. I thought I was dead.
Come on. Your commander asked me to bring you back to Daytower.
I refused to be led back to my outpost by Nora, like some prisoner.
Fine. Go by yourself.
Wait. Look. I got in a tussle with a snap maw. It ate the half of me that was armor and bow. The thief is still in the water. I can't go back without a weapon. Find my bow, please.
I'll get it. Just don't start singing again.
Okay, so now we have to find this jackass's bow, of course. We like the errand lady. Now we're probably gonna have to try and fight these guys, really. So we have to be very careful. Looks like it is on that on the snap maw. Of course. That's all we need. Okay, so as we're approaching, So yeah, just looking at other or other people like Robin Williams, full of life. Chester, okay, well we knew that he was I guess in essence disturbed because of a lot of the things that that he sang about, like crawling in his skin, wounds would never heal, those kind of things. But still, it's crazy. It really is crazy how mental health is a thing, and even just looking at a few of the Jason David Frank Zoom meetings or video things, it was quite interesting. Sorry, my dog is making a big issue of something again. That even he understood about like mental health. And what people will say, listen, if you suffered with mental health, then why didn't you ask for help? But a lot of people will not understand how much it takes to ask for help. Not too many will understand. Not too many will even see it that way. Okay. On that a little bit later, I think we're gonna have to try and take this guy down, and we've just whistled for them to come closer. And it looks like we're gonna take this guy out. But we have no choice. And we're in trouble. Oh, not that much trouble. Okay. And there's this jackass's bow. So we can now go back to him and give it back to him. We're so nice, aren't we? Now we have to be careful of these other snaps. We can't just go in half-cocked. So you see, I don't really think a lot of people understand until they go through what it means to really deal with things like this. And even though there are people who love them, who cherish them, it's still a big thing for people to admit that they have a problem. I mean, even
You're as heavy with it.
even before that, I mean, flip sake, I mean, people always said, I will not go to a shrink.
Thank you. I didn't want to die in foreign lands like my men. May the sun light their passing.
I mean, even with this
Thanks,
guy,
Rose.
I mean,
I need a minute to fix the bow up. The snap mod didn't do it any favors.
I mean, this guy, pride has kept him over there. And people tend to think that pride is such a terrible thing. But for men specifically, pride is what they have. I mean, if I think of my situation, and I don't want to equate my situation to mental health or anything that, suicide contemplations, but it's difficult to ask for help. I mean, my situation, as simple and as petty as it might be, it has deep ramifications for that. So, for example, for me, this week, I found financially I was going to run short, which meant that I wasn't going to have enough money to put petrol in the car. And for a few days, I had to ask myself, listen, I don't think I should be asking somebody for assistance, but I'm going to have to. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it. I can't get to my job. That's how it is. So I had to force myself to ask for assistance from my colleague to give me a lift to school or to my work and back, which to me was very difficult. I mean, countless of my friends struggle to ask for help, and it's not because it's not because we're not man enough. It's because And that's a terrible thing to say because, like, seriously, how can you say that? I mean, we're the providers, and I think it's the stereotypical idea that we have to, that men have to perform, that is a problem. Yet, it is what it is. It is a struggle to admit that we have a problem. But here's the thing, you know, it's for people on the outside, all I can say is, even if a friend of yours looks like they are okay, but you have a niggling suspicion that something isn't right. Let's just check this out
Lakir
quickly.
came back on his own, a little worse for wear. He seemed a bit embarrassed when I mentioned you. Dare I ask?
He has a lovely singing voice.
That's a capital lie if I've ever heard one. I'll have a talk with him about it.
I need to go.
Let me know if there's any news about those missing men.
Okay, so it's on to Meridian.
Lakir came back on his own, a little worse for wear.
He has a...
That's a capital...
Time to get going.
If you go east,
Okay.
be on the lookout for my men.
Check out these wares.
Alright, so it's on to Meridian. Maybe even going back somehow. Maybe there. Who knows? We'll think about it. But yeah, to those of you who have friends that you think might have a problem, my suggestion to you is don't wait until it's too late. Be there for them, because you never know what your words will say to that they'll mean the difference between them surviving one day and them surviving the next day. So, you know, this whole Jason David Frank death really hit home. So, just saying, on my side, my thoughts go out to the family. My thoughts go out to the Ranger brotherhood and sisterhood, because, you know, just looking at the many articles about this, it goes without saying that there has sort of been a bond between all the Rangers. You know, even looking in the series as well, how much they really look after each other or keep in contact with each other, from, you know, not even like from Rangers in their own series, but Rangers from other series. So I just want to say my thoughts go out to them, the family, the friends, and we're thinking of you guys, because it ain't nice. It really ain't nice, and we have to stand together and assist those. And who knows, because like we might find ourselves in those positions one day as well, and
You'll regret
we
not
might
stopping
need it.
when you're in the thick of it.
And one day we might need that same understanding, that kind of love, and all we can do is just be there for them and love them for who they are, and just hold hands with them, figuratively, literally, in order to help them through these kind of things. Don't push them. Don't compound to it by saying, you know, you're supposed to be the man, or you're supposed to be a woman, you shouldn't think like this. I mean, get out of your slump, because it's not that easy.
Something has changed.
It's not that easy to ask for help, guys. It's not that easy. So, yes, to all of you out there who do suffer from mental health, just know that we're there for you guys. Peace.
The world beyond the sacred
Anyway, that's
I need to
my
find Olin
my 5
and
cents.
learn everything he knows. Who the killers were, how they saw me through his focus, who the woman is, one who looks like me, why they want me dead. Olin's trail leads to Meridian. When I catch him, he will talk. Then he will pay for all the lives he's ruined.
So we are after Olin. It's no there's no mincing of words with regards to that. A lot of questions need to be answered in this in our walkthrough, guys. Who that lady is that looks so much like Aloy, number one. Who are these cultists, and why do they have a focus like Aloy? How do they get it? How they can communicate with each other? What do they know that Aloy doesn't? I mean, there are a lot of things that we need to deal with. And another more important question is, why the hell is my laptop buffering this much? I've stopped this recording how many times in order to continue. It is unbelievable. So, as we are running through, we are past the Nora territory and Carja territory, and the environment has changed a lot. Now we need to be very careful because we have new machines to worry about, and it doesn't look like we'll be able to control them, but we have to be very careful. Who knows what we're going to find? Best to dodge. We have a long way to run, guys. So we are now here at the hunting trials for this area. It looks like we're gonna have to go through. So now we're gonna have to see what's up. We have to be careful, guys, because this is undiscovered country for us. We're gonna have to be very careful at what we find. So we're looking around. Doesn't seem to be anything that's of particular importance, but we need to be careful. We need to. Oh, what the hell is that down there? Okay, let's see if we can actually go around it. I think that's very important. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to go through there. At least there's a campsite, so we can do that. But hopefully we won't need to take that path. Maybe we can go around. We'll just have to run. At least there's a new merchant. Let's see what he has for us. And we can also craft some weaponry, because we're gonna need it. Okay, who's this guy?
By the sun, are you Nora? I've never seen one at a hunting grounds before, or at the Hunter's Lodge. How interesting.
What do you do here?
This is a place to test yourself against a herd of machines in the stamina trials. Think you can handle it?
I know I can.
Excellent. I like your spirit.
You're awfully friendly.
Well, you know, it gets lonely in the wilds after a few weeks. Terribly lonely, in fact.
What about your friend over there?
Oh, he doesn't count. Barely ever opens his mouth, and when he does, nothing interesting comes out.
Who are you? Why are you here?
Well, I'm a hunter, of course, and a member of the Hunter's Lodge. But I don't mind being out here. At least no one complains about my clothes, or my manners, or my personality. Don't let him in, he'll drive people off with his incessant chattering. Or, he stinks of fish again. That sort of thing. I don't stink of fish, do I?
No, it's more like wet fur.
Well, that's something.
What are the trials?
The Hunter's Lodge makes sure hunting grounds around the world offer hunters a place to train. The trials here focus on the most important part of hunting, keeping your stamina up. Hunting isn't a sprint, it's a gauntlet.
So all you offer is training?
And a herd of machines. Plus, I'm allowed to award marks. Half sun, full sun, and blazing sun, if you do well.
What
The
is
hell
the
is that
Hunter's Lodge?
sound?
A place in Meridian where hunters gather, socialize, and brag a lot. Me, I just love hunting machines. If you win 3 half suns in any of the hunting grounds, you can enter the lodge yourself.
I should leave for now.
Till the next hunt.
Yeah, I don't like those sounds. That's the problem. Let's see if we can get past these places. Yo, I've had to stop this. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to jump over, I guess. But look at that. There are some interesting machines over there, but the only way we're going to get over is if we run. So I guess that's what we're gonna have to do, guys. But listen to that. Listen to the noise. What the hell is going on? What the hell is that?
Should use my weapons up here. I'll be cheating.
Do I really want to take that thing out? Okay, let's see if we can actually go around. Nope, it looks like I'm going to have to go through that way. Yeah, guys. Very interesting. Very tough. But hopefully we'll be able to do it. Oh, just going to have to run, guys. Going to have to run.
If I'm gonna prove myself in these trials, I should do it fair and square.
Okay. Looks like there's a campsite over here. That's fine. And another merchant. But we're going to have to make our move, guys. But also be careful at the same time. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can take this guy out. Oh. What? My best attack. Man, it's best to just run away. Oh my word. That wasn't a good idea. Looks like I'm going to have to try and run away. Just run. Just run away. Obviously, this is not a good sign. Look, guys, I'm just gonna have to run. Usually, I try and take it out, but hopefully we can get away. Oh, it's kicking my ass now. What the hell? Just have to dodge. Just dodge, 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 dodge. The quicker I run away, the better. I see that there is a wall over there that I can run to. Hopefully that'll keep me away. Still after me. Okay, that does look a little bit better. Okay, it stopped running. It stopped coming after me. Okay, I was going to be, losing battle on that one, guys. Sorry about that. Let's take a bit of a breather. At least there's a campfire over here that I can go to, and looks like it's gone off. That's good. Definitely not a good idea. Okay, healing up quickly. I mean, that's the best thing that I can do at this moment. So yeah, guys, so today's episode is dedicated to all of those who are not doing well, that are suffering from mental health, and to you guys, I just tip my hat off to you. And if you need to talk, leave a comment, or if you want to contact me, just let me know, and then we can have a chat, guys. Anyway, that's the end of this episode on a somber note, guys. So to Jason, David, Frank, and his family, rest in peace, Jason. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Go Power Rangers. Once a ranger, always a ranger.